Hello everyone and welcome to the North Country Outdoor Channel. I am Eric and today I want to talk to you about something very important. But first, I just stepped in dog poop on my way in the vehicle. I tried to get it off my feet the best I could. I thought I did a pretty good job, and then the heat is on because it's freezing here in Michigan, and the smell of dog manure is now making its way to my senses. I'm not a fan. So we'll turn the heat on, defrost and off my feet, and proceed. So, one of the big things that I used to get worried about when I was getting into business, and this can be, any business. I always say that business is business. And for me, we're going to talk about snow plowing. And one of the things that used to really worry me is, how much work do I need to bid? What if I get too much work? What am I going to do if I can't handle all the work? Well, the better question is, what are you going to do if you don't get enough work? So here's what I propose. If you're getting... I just dropped my phone. Son of a... It's okay. It's all right. We'll leave it. If you're getting all the work that you bid, you're too cheap. If you're not getting any of it, you're too expensive. So you want to be somewhere in the middle at getting, 40 to 60% of the bids that you put out there, you should be getting. That's just my opinion. Your opinion may vary. That's okay. But so what I do is I kind of take into account what I had last year. Let's just start out with, you don't have any accounts, you don't have any customers, you don't have any clients. You're just starting out in whatever business that you're going to do. Right here, we're going to talk about, again, snow plowing. What do you do? Well, I'm going to tell you right now that your first year in business, you're not going to have too much work that you can't handle. You're not going to be so overwhelmed with work that you just don't know what to do with yourself. That's just not how it works your first year in business. So you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, sort of thing. And the next year, year 2 rolls around and you say, well, do I have any contracts that I'm still locked into? Did I have any multi-year contracts and I still have years left on those contracts? You have to think about that. You have to think about, what work did I have last year that I need to rebid this year? You need to think about relationships that you formed over that year, and do you have a good chance at getting that account back? There's a lot of variables that go into this stuff, guys. But then the next thing that I do is I look at my schedule that I had last year, and I tell myself, if I get everything back that I had last year, do I have any more room on my schedule to take on some more accounts? The answer is usually yes, because I have a pretty good rate of getting back accounts from previous years, but one drops off here, one drops off there, or another big thing that people don't think about is if you're traveling from city to city, 2 years ago, I was doing work in my city, Cadillac, and then I also had work in Lake City, which is probably 12, 13, 15 miles to the east of me. And at the time, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But then I lost that work in Lake City because one of them went with another company and one of them went out of business. So I had no more work in Lake City. So the 2 accounts that I had over there allowed me to pick up 3 new accounts here in my own town, and that is because you have travel time. And in a bad winter storm, it can take you up to a half hour to go 15 miles. So you got a half hour there in the worst conditions and a half hour back. That just chewed up an hour of your time where you're not actually plowing snow. So that opens up an hour to take on another account here in town, in your local city. So just keep that in mind. Travel time plays a big factor in what you can and can't get done, because I usually start around somewhere around 1 a.m. and between 1 a.m. and 8 a.m. a lot needs to happen. A lot of snow needs to get moved. And then you have accounts that they don't open until 10 a.m. so you can kind of push those back and not worry about those right away. You got accounts that open at 9 a.m. Those ones, they're kind of in the middle there. But then you got some that open at 7, so they got to be done first. It's just a everything I do is, I swear, the more I think about it, it's strategic. I have a strategic way that I send guys out to do things. I have strategic routes. I have everything planned out. And yes, something can always be better. Somebody's calling me. You can't hear it because it's on vibrate. Let's answer it together.
Eric?
Hello, this is Eric.
Hi, this is Courtney with Swift Capital. How are you?
I'm good. I don't need any capital.
Okay, have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
That's a lie. I do need new equipment, but not from those people. I tried doing something with them a while back, and they're like, yeah, how much do you need? I'm like, well, I'm going to be needing a new loader. That's like 30 grand. They're like, we'll give you 12. I'm like, what? Why even bother? Just leave me alone. So anyway, where was I? I done forgot. Oh, everything is strategic. And what I do is I usually bid some new stuff every year. If I get it, cool. If not, whatever. My goal is to never go backwards and have less work this year than I did last year. But my whole point of this video and what I'm trying to get at here is I would rather have too much work than not enough work. I bid it to the point where if I got everything that I bid on, I would be in trouble. I would not be able to get the work done. I would not be able to complete what I said I would complete. So at that point, that's a good thing. I would rather turn away work like, hey, you win a bid and you just can't feasibly fit it into your schedule. I would rather pass that on to one of my friends or just call them and say, hey, I didn't realize that I had this much work. I'm just not going to be able to take care of you this winter. And, that's a respectable thing to do. Some people may disagree and say, well, why would you want to make a bad name for yourself by putting in a bid somewhere, winning that bid, and then giving that location up? Well, it's pretty simple. I set myself up for success every single winter. So McDonald's wants me to plow them, and I just don't have room in my schedule for them. That's a good thing. So what if I have to call them and tell them that I don't have room in my schedule? I haven't done them wrong in any way, shape, or form. I haven't screwed them over. I never even worked for them. All I did was submitted a bid. I won the bid, and now I don't want it anymore. You have to set yourself up to make it in this world. And if you're going out there and you're only bidding a couple, banking on getting them, and then you don't get any of them, you're in a worse spot than you would be if you bid a whole bunch of stuff and you got so much work that you can't handle it. Because then at that point you have options. You have, well, I could buy another loader. I could hire another employee. I could buy another truck and throw a plow on it and put somebody in it, and we can take on this work because that work is justifiably worth enough money to hire somebody else and buy another piece of equipment. Or you can do what I said, just call them and say, hey, this just isn't gonna work for me. I'm sorry. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. Have a nice day. I hang up the phone and I never look back because my schedule's full. I'm doing well, and that's all I care about is me. And you have to be self-centered. Obviously, I care about my customers, but at the end of the day, all I care about is me being successful. And however I need to get there, whether I bid too much work or not, that's irrelevant to me. So I just want to inspire you guys to go out, no matter what you're doing, get as much work as you can. And if you have to turn some away, turn it away. So be it. You're busy, you're full, your schedule's full, your bank account's full. Don't worry about the haters. Get it done. So, with that being said, hopefully tomorrow we can get back to the lot clearing job that I was doing. It's been raining for like 3 days, so I haven't done much of anything. But hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, remember to hit the subscribe button. And just remember, tomorrow is a new day. Be creative and own it. You are beautiful. You are amazing. I freaking love you, and I will see you next time.